I spoke to a brand last year who was spending 10K per day on ads, and their biggest problem was that one ad was taking up 80% of their total spend and nothing else was working. You can see an example of their ad account. This is a screenshot below. You can see this is taking 80% of their spend, and they couldn't get any other ads to take up spend. I know this is a dramatic example, but a lot of brands that I speak to suffer with this same problem. So today I'm going to run through how you can scale your winning ads properly. This isn't fun or sexy. It's 5 steps that are actionable advice that if you put these in place, is going to help you to scale your winning ads. Most people skip off here when they don't see fancy animations or Subway Surfer on the side of the screen. But trust me, if you stick around, these 5 steps will help you to scale winning ads. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name's Adam Taylor. I'm the founder at Media Engineered. We scale 7 to 9 figure DTC brands using ad creatives and meta ads. Now, our ads spend millions of dollars every single month. We recently scaled the brand from 116K per month to well over 2 million a month, with the majority of the spend coming from our ad creatives. We've built high performing ad creative frameworks, and we consistently help brands get profitable CPAs and grow their ad spend. So here's a big mistake that everyone's making with scaling winning ads. Here's what typically happens. You either do nothing, duplicate the exact ad in the same ad account, or try to recreate the ad exactly the same. And then following this, people panic and turn off new ads that don't instantly match your winner's CPA, chase cheaper CPAs instead of building from what works, try completely different angles or concepts, or forget what made the original ad work. All of these mistakes here are killing your scaling potential. So a lot of people will find a winning ad that gets a great CPA and then won't be able to build from it. So this kills your scaling potential for 3 reasons. The problem is one ad's taking all the spend. The impact of this is you're going to get ad fatigue quicker. You've got no learnings to build from because you don't actually have good data. You can't predictably scale because only one ad is taking up all the spend. The result of this is you hit a scaling ceiling, your revenue will plateau, and all in all, Meta just won't be effective for you and you won't be able to scale your ad creatives. But there is another way. So the solution is this creative diversity framework that I've came up with, and it's 3 steps, and I'm going to go into how you can complete each of these steps. So the first one is find a winning hook or angle. So look at your best performing ads, and this is where you're going to be judging off CPA or ROAS or however you determine what a winning ad is. You want to look at your best performers and see what the angle is, what the hook is, and look for big narratives rather than looking at the tiny details like the small levers. Look at the big levers like the hook, like the angle, because this is what's going to really drive results. So that's what you want to be looking for in your best performing ads. Then you can recreate this in different ways. So new creators, settings, and formats, which we'll get into later, and test multiple variations, find out what resonates and scale. So when you're looking for a winning hook or angle, you don't need to take big swings or tests. You simply find ads based on your CPA goal, and you don't need to overanalyze the data. Focus on the bigger picture, such as the angle or the hook, because this is what's driving results. And if you can find multiple winning ads, and then you can find the common denominators, you'll be able to piece together, okay, what do these have in common, and what ads can I build from? Then also go ahead, once you've done that, recreate your ads in different ways. For example, settings, so you can do it in a warehouse, in a street, at home, in the kitchen, in the bathroom, wherever. Make sure you change in the settings. The creators, so different voices, different faces. You can use AI voiceovers. Pacing, so fast cuts versus long takes. And then formats, so video, static, carousel, are all different formats that you can test. Then go ahead and test multiple variations. So you won't know what actually scales until you test. So it's very important to go ahead, test this stuff, and measure what wins. Now, I'm going to give you an actual framework that you can follow to do this in an easy way. But first of all, let me give you some real examples from big brands in the space that have been doing this exact framework. So here's an example from The Rouge. They've used the same hook 171 times in the past year. And the hook is "Your wallet sucks." So we've got 3 examples here, and I want you to pay close attention to see what changes. Let's play this first one.
Your wallet sucks. That's why we invented the Ridge wallet. Hey, I'm Daniel, one of the founders of the Ridge. After years of R&D and perfecting the...
So you can see that the first few seconds, let's just watch that again, so you can get a good idea of what happens, and just try and remember what happens.
Your wallet sucks. That's why we invented the Ridge wallet. Hey, I'm Daniel, one of the founders...
Now the second one, so you can see, I want you to pay attention to the visual hook and then also the background that the founder's talking in here. Now let's watch the second one.
Your wallet sucks. That's why we invented the Ridge Wallet. Hey, I'm Daniel, one of the founders.
So you can see, different hook. It was a split screen hook with the wallet at the top, so manufacturing video at the bottom, and then it moves on to the founder in a different location there. And if you also notice, the music is changing as well. It's a different music. And then let's watch the third one and just pay attention again.
Your wallet sucks. That's why we invented the Ridge Wallet. Hey, I'm Daniel, one of the founders of the Ridge.
So it's got different music again to the first one, different, same background as the first one, but different hooks and the same background as the second one. So you can see they found a winning hook. Your wallet sucks. That is a winning hook for them, and it's a spoken hook. And of course, this hook as well, this visual hook, is definitely a winner for them as well, because they've used it here, they've used it here. And then that founder style ad must also be working really well for the Ridge. So they've just built off what's working. They've found the angle, which is a founder style ad. They've found the hook, which is a spoken hook. They've got this visual hook. They're also changing the music, so it switches it up even more, so it's not so similar, and it's perfect. It's working really well for them. Now, the second example is from AG1. They've used the same hook 70 times in the past year. And that is, my mom started drinking this every morning. So I asked her what it was. Now, I'm going to play this. You know the crack now, so you'll be able to spot it a little bit easier. But let's go ahead and play this one.
My mom started drinking this every morning. So I asked her what it was. She told me she started drinking AG1. It's packed with nutrients.
So there we've got some kind of yoga, and just pay attention to the voiceover as well, because they change here.
My mom started drinking this every morning, so I asked her what it was. She told me she started drinking AG1. It's packed with nutrients that support physical and mental health as we age.
So you can see the script is pretty identical. The visuals have changed and the voiceover has changed as well.
My mom started drinking this every morning, so I asked her what it was. She told me she signed up for AG1 after seeing their promotion for free D3 plus K2 drops, 5 free travel.
So you can see there, they've changed the hook. The second part was changed as well. But you can see here, they've built off what works again. So they've found a winning hook, they've found the winning angle, and they haven't tried to reinvent the wheel here. They've made 70 ads off this same angle, off the same hook. My mom started drinking this. That's attracting other moms. So it's perfect. So it's obviously performing really well for them. Testing the different voiceovers is a good lever, because it just means that the ad doesn't feel, exactly the same. They are probably AI voiceovers as well. The visual hook, of course, is a huge lever, and that angle is performing really well for them. So that's another example from AG1. Now you can see my agency's actual results whilst doing this. So this screenshot on the left is the screenshot from the start of the video. One day inside the ad account, with one ad spending 8K of a total of 10K ad spend. So 80% of the total spend was on one ad. Now, after we followed this framework, the spend got split between multiple ads. The spend also increased, it almost doubled, and we've spread the spend out, which is much better, less risky. It means that we've got more scaling potential, and everything that I spoke to, all the problems that I alluded to earlier in the video, are solved because of this framework right here. You can also see this screenshot. So this one is just purely iterations. And what I mean by iterations is edited iterations. So we've got the content already, we've got winning ads, and we're simply changing the editing style, potentially adding a hook on, making the ad shorter, changing the music. Quick iterations, so not net new ads. These are just quick iterations following the exact same framework. And there was 10 ads within this ad set. And you can see over the course of the past 6 months or so, it spent 45K at 2 ROAS. Now, that isn't crazy numbers over the course of 6 months. However, these ads took us probably a maximum 30 minutes to 1 hour to create. 30 minutes of strategy, 30 minutes of editing, and that's it in total. So for $90,000, it's kind of worth it to make some quick iterations. Worst case, you spend $100 to $1,000 and the ads don't work. Best case, you've got some iterations that scale and help you collect extra revenue inside the ad account. You can also see the effect of doing this on a monthly basis. So we started working with this brand in May 2024, and you can see the cost per result, so the CPA on the bottom, and also the ad spend on the top. The ad spend has grown from around 15K per month to well over 300K. It'll probably be 400K in January this year. And the cost per result has reduced dramatically, and then also flatlined at around $100, just less than $100. So this is a result of building off your winning angles. It's really, really effective strategy. You should definitely follow it by using this implementation strategy I'm about to run through now. So it's 4 steps, and it runs over the exact kind of framework that I just showed you, but this step-by-step format makes it super easy for you to follow and for you to get results using this strategy. So first of all, the strategy before making ads. So before you actually make any ads, before you get the camera out, before you start editing, before you do anything around the research stage, you want to be creating this strategy where you clearly outline key elements before production. So the angle and hook, the creator details, age, demographics, location, awareness level, concept, and format. And then you track these ads in a doc or table for easy reference and analysis. And this makes it super easy to reverse engineer your ads. So if you can go into the ad account and you can say, okay, brief 1 and ad 2, whatever the number is, has this creator, this angle, this awareness level, this concept and format. Okay, I know what we're going to do next. We're going to build off it using those exact same building blocks. So it makes it super easy to be able to build from your winning ads. So once you've done this, you launch the ads, of course. And once the ads are launched, you go ahead and identify winners by looking at your CPA or looking at your ROAS, or however you determine what a winner is for you. That's kind of personal preference depending on your brand's position and how much you're spending and the results that you're trying to yield. But identify winners to determine what's working. Find common denominators between winners. So do they share the same angle or hook? Are they recurring visual styles or messaging? Who's the target audience? So you're basically looking at these building blocks and seeing, okay, between the winners that I've found, are any of these common? Because if they are, then you found, okay, if you, for example, you find an angle that's worked on 10 different ads, you've got 10 different winners with the same angle, that is obviously a winning angle for you, and that's something that you want to be building from. These are the biggest levers to inform your next creatives. So this is the real data from your customers' literal response, the market's feedback to your ads. So it's, of course, the biggest lever to build your next set of ad creatives. Then once you've done that, you can test and track your tests. So list out 5 different ways to recreate your winners. So of course, you've got the common denominators, list out 5 different ways to recreate them based on what I said earlier. So it'd be background and all those other different ways that you can recreate creators, visual hook, all that kind of stuff, music. List out 5 different ways that you can recreate these winners. A/B test the variations of different winning elements. Use structured tracking system to monitor the performance. So you can either track it in this document or have a separate document for tracking the performance, and then double down on what works and kill what doesn't. And of course, be really cutthroat with that. So have your strategy. What is a winning ad? What would be a losing ad? And build off what works and kill what doesn't. So I hope you found that implementation strategy useful. Take a screenshot of this if you need, and you'll be able to follow this step by step. Now, if you want a free audit where I'll go ahead and figure out how to scale your winning ads, if you're doing over 50K per month in revenue with your business, I will personally audit your ad creatives Meta ad account and create a personalized scaling roadmap. So everything that we just ran through in this video, I'll personally complete that for your ad creatives, for your ad account, to create a scaling roadmap and our recommended way for you to scale that ad account. So go ahead, book a discovery call using first link in the description, where you can provide the details on your business KPIs, goals, current strategy, and then I'll create your scaling roadmap.